Hey folks, Captain Jim coming to you with another unboxing video. Not something I do all that often, but I've been anxiously awaiting this. Just picked it up, just got it home. Inside this box is an amp that I have been waiting for a while. It is a Fender Deluxe Reverb Tone Master. Blonde. And I used to have a twin reverb back in the good old tube days. And this one is all digital. At first blush, the box looks like it's in good condition, and that truly is lightweight. Fender is saying it's 23 or 24 pounds, depending on who you ask. That's what it looks like. It's a good looking amp. Of course, the test will be for how does it sound. And the questions for most unboxing videos is, what comes in the box? That beautiful blonde amp. It comes with a dust cover, not quite as heavy duty as the olden days with a heavy vinyl cover, but it will help keep this thing clean. And it comes with a foot pedal and a power cord. They're both stowed in the back of this thing. And an owner's manual that probably nobody will ever read. But I will look it over. We'll see what goes down with that. Well, at first blush, it is a good looking amp. I gotta say, I like the look of the blonde. I got this one not based strictly on looks, although I'm not going to say that that didn't have some bearing on my decision for what to get, but also because it has the Celestion creamback speaker in it, and I think that makes a difference. It has a warmer, some say a darker sound than the stock Jensen speaker that comes in the black version of this. And looking inside at the, it's an open back, so you can see that Celestion speaker. Plus, if you look close, you can see the foot pedal and the power cable that comes with this. But the real test question about it is going to be, how does it sound? And I'm going to spend a couple of days going over different settings, different guitars. I got a bunch of different guitars that I want to try with this amp. The Tone Master is non-tube, but it really, from the versions that I've tried of this, it does sound like the tube amp. It's got a beautiful clean sound and a very nice breakup when you get the volume set above 5 or so. And 2 channels, and I've read that you can actually connect those 2 channels like a Plexi with a Marshall amp from back in the day. So the next order of business is to plug this in and get a guitar with it, and I'll be doing that right shortly. Okay, got it plugged in, turned on, and unlike the tube amps that have standby, because you need to warm everything up before you start putting power through those tubes, this has a mute switch for the speaker, so kind of like a standby, but power's on. You can see the lights glowing orange, and then you flip that mute switch off and it glows red like you would expect. So We'll see, I've got the volume set for about 3, treble and bass are both 5, and reverb is set on 3, so let's hear how it sounds for the very first time. That's got that nice clean Fender sound. I don't know, sitting pretty close to this thing right here. Turn it up to 5, and might be a little too much for this. It should start breaking up about there. Yep, it gets that edge of breakup right there at about 5.5. Since this doesn't have a separate volume and gain control, you control the volume and essentially the gain with the one volume control, and then there's an attenuation control on the back where you cut the amount of power that is going through this, so you can get it down to 0.2 of a watt. It's normally pumping 100 watts to get the sound of a 22 watt Deluxe Reverb tube amp. And so by the time you've taken it down to 0.2, you've got bedroom volume that you shouldn't be disturbing everybody in the house with. So at first blush, I gotta say it sounds and feels pretty good. This is with my old trusty 335. This guitar has been with me for coming up on 60 years. In fact, in about 4 or 5 days, it'll have been 60 years that I've owned this guitar. But I'm going to be trying this with a couple of my other electrics, and I'm even going to put an acoustic or two through it, and we'll see how all that sounds. So that'll be coming up next. Okay, this is with the Taylor T5. Another one of my favorite guitars. Kind of each of these are my favorite guitars. That's why I have the guitars that I have. So we'll turn the amp on and see how this sounds. I've got this set for the neck pickup. Got a nice crunchy bite to it. And a little more mellow. The T5 has a lot of great options on it. Taylor did a beautiful job with this. They're not making this particular model anymore. They've got the T5Z, which kind of looks a little more like a semi-hollow body Les Paul, but you go with what's in vogue. Personally, this guitar reminds me a little bit of my 335, and it suits me. All right, next up, the Emerald Virtuo. And next up, as I said, the Emerald Virtuo. I am a big fan of Emerald guitars. As you can see on the wall here, I have several. Carbon fiber, made in Ireland, and they've been around for about 27 years or so. So they're not a new company, but they've come on strong in the American market with the carbon fiber acoustics. They came out with this Virtuo about 4 years ago or so. And it has the Fishman Fluence pickups in it, and it has a piezo under the saddle on this one too. So let's flip this on and on a clean sound, see how this sounds. Okay, well that's got a lot of a lot of volume to it. It's a little hotter than the T5. Okay, nice tone with that. You can mellow it out a little bit, put it on the neck pickup there on those Fishman Fluents. Love the fact that there's no 60 cycle hum with these pickups. Oh, I think that just might be my favorite from what I've tried so far, but I'm going to try a bunch of these rather than do a review on the amp itself. There's a whole bunch of those on the internet. The general consensus is the Tone Master does a really good job. If you aren't familiar with the Tone Master line, and honest to God, I wasn't until a month or two ago, never really paid any attention to it. I had an acoustic amp and a Marshall tube amp, and I was looking for something lighter weight and didn't need to be tube, but it needed to have that same good sound. And when I started checking into it, I discovered the Tone Masters, and there's a lot of modeling amps out there, and I had one of those for a while too, and you know, it can try and recreate 50 different amps, and you were always fussing and messing with it. I'm an old guy, and I like to be able to just reach over, turn the knobs, get the sound I want, and not have to get into an app or look on my phone to fine-tune any kind of tone. So I had 32 years with a Fender Twin Reverb, and that was my main gigging amp during those years. And when I kind of switched over more to doing acoustic solo stuff, well, I was running my acoustic guitars through the PA, and had a Fishman acoustic amp too for times when I needed that, but I was playing less and less electric guitar. Well, I'm playing a little more electric guitar now. Wanted something that wasn't as heavy as the Marshall to lug around, and this thing weighs 24 pounds. I think the Fender Twin I had was a lot more than twice that weight. And weight issues aside, it's hard to get a tube amp quiet enough to use in a small setting, like right now where I'm in my music room. And if I record in here, well, you can set up for balancing the sound with a tube amp, but you're going to rattle the walls with it too, because it's a fairly small room. So to be able to use the attenuation knob on the back of this and just dial that volume down but still get the same tone, that's a really nice feature. The fact that it only weighs 24 pounds is a plus. And the fact that it's this blonde color, I love the look of it. There was some discussion amongst my wife and I about a Taylor amp that they're making, Circa 74, I think is what it's called. And it's designed to be a piece of fine furniture that is also a good little amp. And she said, oh yeah, we could keep that in the living room. Well, I'm thinking this will make a really nice living room amp too, if I so decide, but it's also light enough that I can cart it back to my music room and carry it out when I'm making music with my buddies. So I think this is a real good, I'm not even going to call it a compromise. It's a good solution to the kind of playing that I'm doing these days. So I'm very excited to put it through its paces and see what all it can do. But thanks for coming along for this unboxing and a little bit of some of the sound out of this. The Fender Deluxe Reverb Tone Master Blonde with the Celestion Creamback speaker. So they're all over the internet. So thanks for setting in on this one. I appreciate it. We'll see you on the next video.